1 shiny wet nose, 2 big furry ears, 2 big ugly eyes. It's a bear! Quick! Back through the cave! Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe! Back through the snowstorm! Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo! Back through the forest! Stumble, trip, stumble, trip, stumble, trip! Back through the mud! Scratch, 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 scratch! Back through the river! Splash, 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 splash! Back through the grass! Swishy, swashy, swishy, swashy! Get to our front door! Open the door! Up the stairs! Oh no! We forgot to shut the door! Back downstairs! Shut the door! Back upstairs! Into the bedroom! Into bed! Under the covers! We're not going on a bear hunt again.
The Magicians Nephew, Chapter 5. The children were facing one another across the pillar where the bell hung, still trembling, though it no longer gave out any note. Suddenly they heard a soft noise from the end of the room, which was still undamaged. They turned as quick as lightning to see what it was. One of the robed figures, the furthest off one of all, the woman whom Diggory thought so beautiful, was rising from its chair. When she stood up, they realized that she was even taller than they had thought, and you could see at once, not only from her crown and robes, but from the flash of her eyes and the curve of her lips, that she was a great queen. She looked round the room and saw the damage, and saw the children, but you could not guess from her face what she thought of either, or whether she was surprised. She came forward with long, swift strides. "Who has awaked me? Who has broken the spell?"
"Luke, there's a dinosaur in my bathtub. His name is Pierre, and he comes from France." Having a dinosaur in your bathtub can be rather tricky. Pierre has to hide every time Mum needs to wash her hair, or Dad needs the loo, or Wrinkle needs to be hosed down. It's not easy being inconspicuous. That means being almost invisible. When you are a big green French dinosaur with a curly black moustache, but thankfully Pierre is very good at hiding. In fact, Pierre is so good at hiding that no one can see him. Nobody, that is, except me. I love having Pierre around. With Pierre, life is never boring. Every Tuesday we travel to the moon and drink hot galactic chocolate with marshmallow stars. And every Thursday we have a giant ice cream after tea. When it rains, we don't mind. We stay indoors and dance upside down to the tune of Pierre's magical violin. And when it's sunny, we sail with our bathtub boat to magical lands. Lands where the trees are made from candy floss and where you can be taken on a sweetie tasting tour by a jelly bear in a cowboy hat. I have so much fun with Pierre. I like him to stay forever. But everyone knows that French dinosaurs like Pierre only get to stay in people's bathtubs for the summer. So when the leaves start to fall on the trees, it's time for Pierre to pack up his suitcase. Before he goes, we have a delicious picnic with plenty of stinky cheese, Pierre's favourite. Then we say goodbye, promising to write often. Pierre says that we will be back very soon. And I believe him.
One day in the forest, a young bear cub found something he'd never seen before. What could this strange thing be, he thought. Shyly, he touched it with his stubby paws. Plonk! The strange thing made an awful sound. So, the bear left. But the next day, he came back. And the day after that too. And for days and weeks and months and years. until eventually the sounds that came from the strange thing were beautiful, and the bear had grown big and strong and grisly. When the bear played, he felt so happy. The sound took him away from the forest, and he dreamed of strange, wonderful lands. It wasn't long before the other bears in the forest were drawn to the clearing.
The Wonky Donkey by Jonathan Long. And he took the donkey to meet his daughter, Sophie, who jumped with joy when she saw his huge floppy ears and sad eyes. When he was stronger, the donkey didn't mind giving Sophie rides because she was so light. In fact, he did virtually everything for her, digging holes in her sandpit, even pushing her on the swing with his nose. She always made sure the straw in his shed was clean and his water fresh. Sophie grew to love him more than anything in the world. For the first time in his life, the donkey was truly happy. Until one day the father came running in a panic. "I don't know what to do," he cried. "Something's not right. Sophie hasn't come home, and now it's nearly night." Without saying a word, the donkey walked out to look for her. He zigzag-zigged along the track, wobbling into the verge and out of it for miles and miles. Slowly, the skies turned grey, then dark. Then the rain whipped down onto the donkey's back like a bad memory. And then, over the wind, he heard.
Hello, St. George's. This is Darth Vader here, reading you my favourite book called Not Now, Bernard. See if you can work out who I really am. Here we go. "Hello, Dad," said Bernard. "Not now, Bernard," said his father. "Hello, Mum," said Bernard. "Not now, Bernard," said his mother. "There's a monster in the garden and it's going to eat me," said Bernard. "Not now, Bernard," said his mother. Bernard went into the garden. "Hello, monster," he said to the monster. The monster ate Bernard up, every bit. And then the monster went indoors. "Roar!" went the monster behind Bernard's mother. "Not now, Bernard," said his mother. The monster bit Bernard's father. "Not now, Bernard," said his father. "Your dinner's ready," said Bernard's mother, and she put the dinner in front of the television. The monster ate the dinner, then it watched television. Then it read one of Bernard's comics and broke one of his toys. your milk?" called Bernard's mother. And the monster went upstairs. "But I'm a monster," said the monster. "Not now, Bernard," said Bernard's mother. And that's the end. Poor Bernard. They never realised he'd gone missing. Hope you enjoyed the story. Happy World Book Day.
There was once a herd of elephants. Elephants young, elephants old, elephants tall or fat or thin. Elephants like this, that or the other. All different, but all happy and all the same colour. All that is, except Elmer.
Feeling oddly as though his legs had just turned to lead, Harry got into line behind a boy with sandy hair, with Ron behind him, and they walked out the chamber, back across the hall and through a pair of double doors into the great hall. Harry had never imagined such a strange and splendid place. It was lit by thousands and thousands of candles, which were floating mid-air over 4 long tables, where the rest of the students were sitting. These tables were laid with glittering golden plates and goblets. At the top of the hall was another long table where the teachers were sitting. Professor McGonagall led the first years up here, so that they came to a halt in a line facing the other students, with the teachers behind them. The hundreds of faces staring at them looked like pale lanterns in the flickering candlelight. Dotted here and there among the students, the ghosts shone misty silver. Mainly to avoid all the staring eyes, Harry looked upwards and saw a black, velvety ceiling dotted with stars.
2 men in a boat. Mr. Gum stood on the oily deck of the Dirty Oyster, scowling at everything in sight. Not that there was much to scowl at, just a load of water, a bit of sky and a line in between called the horizon, which God had put there to keep the sky from getting wet. "Shabba me whiskers," scowled Mr. Gum for the 1,000th time since they'd left Lamonic Bibber. He and Bibber were adrift at sea for weeks now, and they were practically dead of hunger, thirst and general scruffiness. All the beer had run out long ago, the engine was smashed to bits from the game they invented called Let's Smash Up the Engine, and they were both covered from head to toe with sunburn, mosquito bites and verrucas.
Mother said, "Never, never play with the smooths. They sleep in holes, they wear strange shoes. They jump about like kangaroos. Never, never play with the smooths." Bill, like the other smooth, was blue, and these were the words of Grandmother Smooth. "Never, never play with the smeds. They have strange hair upon their heads. They sleep in funny things called beds. Never, never play with the smeds. The smeds on their lake like nothing better than splashing about, getting wetter and wetter. But Janet grew bored with the watery play, and early one morning she tiptoed away.
Small pants, big pants, giant frilly pig pants, new pants, blue pants, 1, 2, 3, rich pants, poor pants, swinging on the door pants. How many more pants can you see? Groovy pants, funky pants, cheeky little monkey pants. Pants you can wear if you're 10 feet tall, loose pants, tight pants, light up at night pants, black pants, white pants, no pants at all.
Salut.